Hey guys, and welcome to another Tutorial Tuesday. Today we're checking out an effect from Travis Scott's new music video where it showcases Drake kind of bouncing around and the camera stays focused on his face while creating a ton of motion blur. This is the actual effect. As you can see, I can move around, and wherever I'm moving, the camera will stay in my face. So if you're like a rapper or something, obviously you can tell how cool that would be, right? Let's jump on into After Effects and check this out. All right, so now that we're in After Effects, just drag the clip that you want to apply this effect to and drag your clip down into your timeline. From here, we're gonna go to a point where we want to start to apply this effect. What you're gonna do is go over here to the right-hand side and look for something that says Tracker. If you don't see Tracker over here, you can go to Window and then scroll down and select Tracker. Once you select Tracker, make sure you click your clip down in the timeline. And today we're gonna work with Stabilize Motion. If we select Stabilize Motion, it'll bring up a little track point. As you can see, if we scroll in by scrolling up on the mouse wheel. This track point is what we're gonna use to track our face. So I'm gonna start dragging it over to my face, and over here it looks good. The way this track point works is it'll select an area on your face to track. So for example, I like to use my eyes and I like to do a wide track because you're just kind of getting the general motion of your face. You don't really need any of that extra stuff. And the way the tracker works is your first box represents what you want to track. The outside box is another more refined track box. I typically leave this a little bit wider than my inside track box. Go to the bottom line right here and drag down, and that will open up all of the other parameters within the tracker. All we want to do is hit this play button and start watching our track. And the reason why I like to do this is because I like to analyze each frame individually as I'm going through here, and I can modify it if I need to. So as you can see right here, my track is getting a little off, but that's okay because it doesn't have to be perfect because it will add to the effect. But if it is getting a little off, all you have to do is hit the space bar. That will pause the track, and you can modify the track by selecting the inner square and choosing your track point. You can also analyze this frame by frame by clicking this button right here, and that will track one frame forward. If you have a lot of motion, I'll typically analyze it frame by frame. Now this track will take a long time depending on your footage and the quality you shot it in. Pay attention to what it's doing because the more time you spend tracking this, the higher quality your effect will be. So while that's tracking, if you're new here and you learned something, consider subscribing because I make videos like this all the time. Also hit that like button and drop a comment because it really helps out me and the channel. So right here, my hands are coming up in front of the face, and as you saw, my track just went off of my eyes. So this time we're gonna have to manually adjust that onto our track. If you have complex motion like this, you might wanna go frame by frame, analyzing this. Although this will take longer, this is how you get the higher quality track. So once you've completed the track, all you have to do is hit the apply button, X and Y is enabled, and click OK. As soon as you click apply, you'll see that our image has been tracked to our face. So from here, we can scroll up by using the mouse wheel and then click the edges and drag these around to get the size that we want. If you hold shift, it'll constrain the proportions so your image won't get distorted. So I typically drag this out a little bit and then I'll drag my face towards the center. So one final step that I like to do is enable motion blur. This shot right here has a lot of motion in it, and you can see in the background there isn't really any motion blur. All you have to do is select this key right here, which enables the motion blur. And then on our clip, we're going to hit this button right here. As you can see, if you look in the background images, we have created some fake motion blur. If you don't see this switch right here, hit the toggle switches and mode button down here until that shows up. And that's pretty much the effect. I really enjoy this because you can use this for anything. Like if you have a product review and I'm like, yo, buy my phone, it's so cool, look at it. And I can go like this and show you what I'm doing on the phone, and I can use this same track technique to showcase just the phone even when there's movement. The possibilities are really endless. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment because I'm going to be making some more stuff in the future. And as always, I'll see you next time.